Good day, Miss Balondo. My name is Roy Luther Agad from your first year Medical Laboratory Science class, Section A5. And in this video, I will be interviewing Miss Atria Clear Acha. She's a very good friend of mine. She's 20 years old and is currently residing at Imus, Cavite. She's a second-year college student, also taking Medical Laboratory Science at De La Salle Medical and Health Sciences Institute. And of course, with regards to the credentials set for the interviewee of this interview, I am very confident that she's a very good candidate because I've personally seen her growth as an athlete since we were in elementary, then in high school, and up till now, she's moderately engaged in competitive sports. Now looking at her side profile, she's a model by profession. She sings a lot. In fact, she's my go-to vocal duet partner in competitions, in events whatsoever. And we've been in the same concert chorale back in high school. More than that, she's a dancer, a TikToker, an influencer. And you can't just question her more because she is the Asia Clear. Now, beyond the introduction, without further ado, let's get in touch with her. Hello! Thanks for accepting my interview invitation. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Oh, hi! Thank you also for inviting me to this interview. I really appreciate the opportunity.
Thank you. So, the task asks for an interview with a sports-inclined person who has, of course, quite an amount of experience in the said craft. That's why I've chosen you as my interviewee. I mean, of course. So, are you ready? Shall we begin?
Oh, sure, that would be great.
Okay, first thing, of course, how are you? Please introduce yourself and your favorite or go-to sport. And since when have you started playing?
Oh, thank you for asking. Actually, I'm doing really well. I got to recharge a bit from my vacation. And to answer your question about my favorite sport, I would say volleyball. Well, I've started playing volleyball since I was in elementary, and up until now, I still play volleyball.
Good. So, as an athlete or at least a sports enthusiast, how often do you engage in sporting activities?
So aside from the weekly training with my coach, I also do some drills, warm-ups, and exercises at home for around 20 to 25 minutes per day. Well, for me, working out at home gives me flexibility, and it actually depends on my availability on that day. So I can work out in the morning, in the evening, or an alternate mornings and evenings.
That's incredibly amazing. I mean, who would spare an amount of her schedule for workouts almost every day? Well, you are, and definitely not me. Okay, so how do you prepare your body prior to engaging in any sporting activity? How long is the preparation?
So, as I have said earlier, I do warm ups every single day and especially right before the training, since it is a good way to reduce the risk of having an injury and to prepare my body for the activity. More likely, I'll concentrate on warming up the specific muscle groups I'll be using in my exercise and including dynamic flexibility exercises. Aside from that, I usually rest for 7 to 8 hours before the training. So this preparation will take hold for 3 months before a league or competition.
3 months? Oh my god. I mean, that's a lot. But what amazed me more is her personal routine talaga. Like, that makes sense now. Now, if you would not mind, what were these preparations? And, uh, and have you had injuries while preparing yourself for volleyball or like even while playing? And over this, I'm talking about self-derived injuries, accidents. You know what I mean, right? If so, describe the mechanism by which those injuries were incurred?
Well, I had an ankle sprain before. I was preparing for an upcoming league that time with my coach. As I was jumping at the net, I accidentally stepped on my other foot, causing my weight to roll over onto the outside part of the other foot, which causes a sprain on the lateral ankle ligaments.
Sprains, that must have hurt a lot. But as an athlete, I assume you've prepared enough naman prior to that. So, accident. So, make me understand to what factors would you attribute those injuries? What do you think went wrong? Does it have something to do with your preparations? Were there other factors? And why did such factors increase the possibility of getting injuries?
Maybe I was being too hard on myself that time. I got so desperate and trained every single day, resulting in not having enough rest, which made my body unprogressive. Well, this kind of attitude will increase the possibility of having injury. Lack of sleep may affect your mental state and be experienced as an inability to remain at rest, difficulty in concentrating, not being able to relax, or being constantly uneasy.
Wow, that's a whole plethora of insights. So, not only would sleep deprivation cause you headaches, but things like this as well, and far worse than what you could think. So, how do you think you could have prevented those injuries? Do you have any recommended routines?
Oh, sprain injury can happen to anyone, but we can prevent it by doing some measures. For me, what I do is that I avoid exercising or playing volleyball when I'm tired or in pain. I also maintain a healthy weight and well balanced diet to keep my muscles strong and do stretching exercises daily to maintain strength and balance. And most importantly, I warm up and stretch before doing any physical activity.
So, persistent exercising, balanced diet, whatnot, all noted. But showbiz question. We've already talked a lot about your athletic self, so why not ask, do you have any other passion? How does your sports engagement influence your other goals or contribute to the betterment of your life as a whole?
Volleyball has been always my passion. Once I touched the ball, I couldn't stop. I didn't care about the time or the energy, I just wanted to play. That was my only wish. But aside from playing volleyball, I also love singing. When stressed from sports, nothing helps me more than singing. My passion for singing also comes from deep within my soul, mind, and heart. When I sing with all of me, putting everything I can into it, just like playing volleyball.
Of course, singing all of yours, that does not seem new to me. And by the way, congrats on your blooming modeling career. What a bop! It feels relaxing that there exist people like you who genuinely have a positive perspective on sports. That's such a feature and one of a kind, definitely. Now, if I may ask, however, on a scale of 1 to 10, how important is sports to you and how important do you think is it to everybody, especially to college students?
Clearly, sports can help you reach your fitness goals and maintain a healthy weight. It has great importance in each stage of life, so I'll give it a scale of 10. It also improves the personality of people, especially as a college student. It helps develop leadership skills and equip them with the ability to set goals and build our character.
Leadership, that's a big word. And I so agree. I am not an athlete, but it is truly through social engagements or group participations when we get to complement our abilities to lead. And yeah, I have seen the most of your leader being, so what a trivia, and a part of it was pushed by your volleyball engagement pala. Now, please leave a message to those who are planning to maximize their sports engagement or those who have not yet realized how important it is to integrate sports into their lifestyle.
I just want to say that sports can be an outlet to reduce our stress and exhibit the abilities we possess. So, participating in sports can lead to higher self esteem and better social interaction. It also helps us to have a positive outlook on life.
It's a huge pleasure having you here in this interview. I appreciate your time and effort in attending to my request. Today was very insightful, and I hope everyone who gets to see this would feel the same way as I did. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. I'm hoping to see you again next time. Thank you for inviting me. Bye bye.
Hello, it's me again, and at this point, I would like to freely share my takeaways, my sentiments, my insights, my reflections on the interview. From the groundmost perspective, to begin, I have pinpointed the major edge between athletes and non athletes. First, of course, training wise, they are a lot more disciplined, the athletes, and it takes them several abstinence, sacrifices, just so they could perform well. And it's not some kind of a joke because they're bargaining the freedom of the world, the leisures we have with such a body consuming passion. I think it's innate in a person, and it would really take only a few. But it's really interesting to imagine kaya such a world with every human being as athletes. Well, that's beyond reality, but let's just dream and, imagine. But on the more serious note, sports after this interview to me seemed like a matter of strategy. I mean, it's a default information, or everyone should know about that, but just after this interview, it seems solidified, or I've just stick with the point that sports is a matter of strategy. Not only will you be needing that, the strategy being you won't only be needing that in the actual tournament or the game itself, but the preparation as well. You have to carefully balance your time, know your priorities, and make sure to follow what needs to be set, what needs to be done, what needs to be set and done. And routines matter, so you also have to not just know but understand the nature of your sport, or the sport you're engaging with, so you'd know what specific parts need to be taken extra care of, or what needs to be complemented more whatsoever. Yes, say in volleyball, you'd be using or exerting force in your legs, your arms, so you need to be focused. Also, you need, emotionally, mentally, have to be present minded. Yes, so you need to work more on leg and arm exercises and running, and of course rest for the mental maximization. Well, it's tough, but anybody can be an athlete if you would like to. And as for me, willpower is the sole key. That's my main reflection. That concludes this documentation. Thanks for watching.